Hi, this is Andy Biersack, and I'm here today to talk a little bit about Andy Black, which is sort of my new project, kind of a dark wave poppy project that I'm working on right now, in conjunction with the new BVB Brides record. I've always been into 80s synthy pop stuff. My parents were very into, modern English and psychedelic furs and those kind of things. When I became a teenager, I started really getting into like kind of the goth stuff, like Sisters of Mercy, and it became kind of a second love, because I always loved heavy metal music and punk rock music, but I also loved this kind of more romantic, haunting kind of style of music, that sort of Joy Division style of music. I've always been, in BVB Brides, someone who likes to write songs that are about kind of the more uplifting nature of life, and not necessarily wallowing in problems, but finding a way out of them. And obviously BVB Brides being the biggest part of my life, this is something that it's an artistic expression for me to do something that I've always loved doing. When you focus yourself on one particular style for so long, something else might start to become interesting. We're always running away. Over the last year, it became very important to me that I start to kind of branch off and write other music, but by the same token, it was very important to me that I not have it affect the sound of BVB Brides. I can name like 20 bands, and I won't name any names, but there's plenty of bands that I grew up loving where the singer got a hair up his ass and said, I want to change everything, and then completely ruined what the band was, and that's not my intention. BVB Brides is one thing. I'm going to write this music in a whole separate context or world, because personally, I like the way BVB Brides is. I like the music. I don't want to soil that with something else. So as things started to kind of develop over the last year, we've got about 9 or 10 songs right now that I felt were really strong, and we're going to release this one song now. The reason for naming the project a different thing is obviously to separate it, but using the word Black, Andy Black, is kind of a reference to BVB Brides and keeping it as kind of an alter ego to the character that I play in the band. Being that we're making a BVB Brides record right now, it's never about me doing a solo career. And I won't walk down the same old road. One of the biggest things that became kind of my big core interest for the lyrical content of all these Andy Black songs is something that's called the shadow side. It's actually what the character of Batman is in psychological terms. It is the taking your own fears, or something that has represented a fear to you or the people that you live with, and then creating that and turning that into something that is a positive for your life. So an example of the shadow side being an effect in society is in the gay community. The pink triangle is used a lot, and initially was a Nazi. Hitler, had branded everybody in the camps as what they were and the reason that they were there. That's an example of taking something that's so horrendous and awful and then owning it so much and creating something that is your own projection, i.e. your own shadow of something that was so negative. And so that whole shadow side concept was probably the most inspiring thing behind that. The look that Andy Black, the character or whatever, has, or particularly the look that's in the music video or any of the photos and stuff, it's probably closer to the way that I dressed when I was in high school. I was very heavily influenced by Alkaline Trio and the Good Morning era, with the black shirts and the red tie and the eye makeup and everything. So I've always liked that kind of look. Huge Johnny Cash fan. I like black suits. I like kind of sharp dressed things. I like that imagery. So this is just fun for me to be able to kind of play dress up in a sense and to divide the characters. I'm always excited to see fans' reactions, and mostly because when you're someone that is in a band that is so incredibly polarizing, the fans' reactions are the only joy you get out of posting anything online, because I'm going to get told to kill myself at least 8 times within the first 9 comments. Anybody that's a fan of art music will understand where I'm coming from with it. If people don't like it because it's not necessarily the same style, I understand that, that's fine. All I can say is that, we are making more BVB Brides music, so just wait a minute. This is just something I'm releasing that's fun for me. And if people like it, and I think that they will, that would be great.